19 running rabbit over in League One this weekend as a whole bunch of matches are postponed. But who's going to take full advantage of the chaos? We'll take a little look at it next. Show today. We'll take a look at match day number 12 out in the League One, out in the EFL, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, smash your subscribe button to give you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, League One related, football related. We got an O here under whoa. I'm bloody knackered me. The game's just come thick and fast. This is supposed to be my quiet week, but hey, we're getting into the deep end, of course, with the League One. There's only a handful of games, but we'll take a look at it anyway, and we'll talk about the games that are postponed regardless. But anyway, big shout out to the patrons. You know who you are, of course. Big shout out to the guys that support the show behind the scenes. If anyone else is out there who wants to support this crazy bastard, get stuck in the description down below. Patreon.com/Roverseas. So. Of course, there was no games last weekend. FA Cup took prominence, of course, and some teams suffered worse than others, Wigan. But anyway, enough about that. We don't cover the FA Cup because I just see it as an opportunity to get some rest. Rest. I said rest. But anyway, let's take a look at the games that did take place on Tuesday, the 3rd of November, all the way back. Of course, Hull against Aquadestani was postponed. Actually, another 2-0 for Hull, but they did not get to take on each other. Of course, COVID running right on that one. Meanwhile, Shrewsbury Town against Burton ended up all square, did it? Yes, it did. 1-1 in the end. Goal scores on the day. Daniel Udo on the score sheet for Shrewsbury, equalising on the 98th minute. Kane Hemmings giving Burton the lead on that one. 1-1 in the end. I won the 1-0 win myself, but no. Blackpool 2-1 winners over Wigan. Is that right? No, it was 1-0 win over Wigan. 2-1 for me. My picks on the left. The real dealers on the right. So 1-0 win they win. Sule Kakai on the score sheet for Blackpool as they got the 3 points and finally get themselves a little bit moving at long last. Meanwhile, I went with a 2-1 win. Bristol Rovers against Peterborough. Posh looking good at the moment. 2-0 win in the end for Peterborough as they go top of the pops. 3 points leading now over the nearest and dearest, which is Ipswich. The goal scorers on the day. Jack Taylor and Dan Butler giving Peterborough the 3 points. Massive result for them. Got a bang on the nose, lads. Bang on the bloody nose. Charlton against Fleetwood as a 5-goal thriller in favour of Charlton. Of course, they're looking good at the moment as well. Penn Purrington, Connor Washington with a couple of goals there. Ched Evans with a couple of goals for Fleetwood. Unfortunately, the quick-fire goals as well for Fleetwood, get themselves right back in it. But unfortunately, they come away with nothing. Fleetwood's still in the discussion, so let's not. They're going to lose these games every now and again. Anyway, one of the 2-1 win for Charlton. Did call it to a point, and I did all right. Crew Alexander against Gillingham. That ended up as a 1-0 win for the Gills, of course. John Ackley on the score sheet there for Gillingham as they start to move away from the old bottom end of the table towards the mid-pack, of course. Actually, on the 0-0 draw. Shame on me. Lincoln City against Portsmouth ended up as a 3-1 win for Pompey. I got the right amount of goals. I went with a 4-goal thriller myself, but on a different style with a 2-2 draw. The goal scores on the day for Portsmouth, for in particular John Marquis, a couple of goals there. Ronan Curtis as well. Tommy Hooper giving Lincoln a bit of a consolation goal, but too little, too late. As Portsmouth look good right now. Where are they now on the table? Actually, in 7th, still not in the playoffs. While we were Oxford United got up and running as well with a 3-1 win over Rochdale. Finally, actually with a 2-1 win for Oxford. So I do believe in the Oxford. They'll get moving. Elliot Moore on the score sheet with a couple of goals there. Elmadi Shadopu as well, with Matthew Lund getting a consolation goal for Rochdale. One with a 2-1 win myself for Oxford. Plymouth did beat Swindon as well. 4-2 6-goal thriller. Get in your veins, lad. They say. Get in my bloody veins. Where is it? Get in my veins. I can't see the goals. Just trust me on it. 4-2 win. No, goals were Luke Jepcott on the score sheet with a couple of goals there. Joe Edwards and Connor Grant for Plymouth. Adam Hope and Anthony Grant on the score sheet for Swindon. Johnny Smith got himself sent off. Actually on the 1-0. Just a box standard 1-0 win for me on that one. Sunderland did beat Ipswich as well as the battle of the big boys. 2-1 in the end for Sunderland. That's right. Goal scorers on the day. Charlie Wyke and Grant Ledbetter from the penalty spot. As the winner, Jack Lancaster got a goal for Ipswich, and Andre Dazelle got himself sent off in the 72nd minute to little to no effect for Ipswich. 3-1 for me, ain't too bad. Wimbledon against Doncaster, 2-2 in the end. Goal scores on the day. Joe Pigott with a couple of goals for Wimbledon. Matthew Smith and James Cobberger as well. The 91st winner equaliser for Doncaster as they took a share of the spoils. And Northampton Town against Milton Keynes was a 0-0 draw. Actually, with a 1-1 draw. Got myself 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That ain't too bad, lads. That ain't too bad. Of course, it's the situation as it stands. Out in League One, Peterborough lead the charge, 3 points clear of Ipswich at the moment. Charlton breathing down the necks. Lincoln City not too far away either. Hull and Sunderland make up your power 6. Portsmouth are in the 7th spot, and Plymouth ain't too far away either. At the foot of the table, Wigan are going down. Burn are joining them. Shrewsbury not too far away, and Oxford are on the climb, of course. It could all change, though, as we enter match day number 12. But before that, let's take a look at how you guys got on with your pickaroonies. Show me what you got, lads. Show me what you got. If you got to join me in the straight face gang right there, 4 to 8, that's the place to be. You don't have to 3, you're in the shit face gang. If you get 9+, you're in the top bins, lads. Top bins. I don't know if there's any of those, but here we go. Yannick Bustler did okay, not too bad. Cody Ho, though, he did bits as well. Well done to you, brother. And Tiago Statinsky, he did all right. Russell Frost also did very, very well. Well done to you, brother. Omar Escaville, not too shabby. Well done, brother. Well done. Nathan Heaver did okay as well. Killing it, my man. STFC Jenko did bits. The Sublime did all right as well. Clarkov, captain, sense of direction, he did okay. Jacob Jacobson also did very, very well. Period, aka full stop, did bits. Elgin Cow also did very, very well. Give you a round of applause, my Patreon brothers. Josh Posh, Jacobs Posh, vlogs, he did alright. We are QPR, not too shabby. Gaming Charlie did poop. Shame on you. Shepard did absolutely ghastly, but it's okay. He's cool. Alaji Ojo, he did very, very well as well. Oh, Chotam Murray also did very, very poopy. Okay, he did okay. And Club Skills did shite. Ivan Stringer did poop. Jonathan Sandman, he did shite to Rooney. And Finn and Luke, they did okay. What about the current situation as it stands? Well, this is your week, whatever this is, leaderboard for this week and this week alone. Joachim Jakobsen, and we are QPR, are your leaders. Bow down, your week 11 League One leaders. And I would have been up in 3rd spot if I put my stinking scores up there. I would have taken that all day long. Ain't too shy. I wonder where I am. Hopefully next week we'll find out where I bloody well am. Of course, Cody Ho doing bits. Elgin Cow as well, not too far away in the top 5. Oh, Mascaville as well. If you want to become patrons, now's a good time to do it. Get stuck in the old comment section down below and become patrons and enjoy these illustrious, beautiful people that are supporting the channel behind the scenes. Anyway, this is the overall leaderboard. Scrap me. Don't even look at me. But this is it right now. Your King Ping. Bow down. Joachim Jakobsen and Russell Frost. They are your current Patreon Patreon kings, of course. Get in there, my brothers. Supporting the channel behind the scenes, and of course supporting the channel in the prediction league. Kicking ass and taking ace. 47% success rate. Elgin Cal, though, not too far away either. Game Charlie's sandwiched in between those patrons, of course. Omar Escaville, not too far away either. And Cody Ho doing bits in the side of the top 10. And there's also the Chasing Pack, not too far away. But it could all change as we enter match day number 12. Now, this is a bit weird because the Blackpool Ipswich games are already taking place. We'll take a look at that scoreline as well. And then a whole bunch of these games will not take place. And I'll try and let you know which ones are. We're going to kick it off with that Blackpool against Ipswich. I'm just going to reveal the scoreline. Bada bing! It was a 4-1 win for Ipswich back in the 10th of the 10th, of course. Ipswich taking home the 3 points. So, let's kick it all off with Wimbledon. AFC Wimbledon taking on Wigan Athletic, of course. Now, this game is it postponed? It's postponed. I believe. Let me just have a quick look at this then. I've got to make sure. I believe it's postponed. Yes, it is. So, but we'll talk about it anyway. These two sides played each other in the past just 2 times. It's been no wins for Wimbledon, 1 win for Wigan, and 1 draw, of course. Of course, they played each other last time around back in 2018 in League One. It was in Wigan. It was a 1-1 draw back in the day. Of course, last time they played each other in Wimbledon was back in 2017, the same year as well. It was a 4-0 win for Wigan. Of course, Wigan coming to this 4 games losing run at the moment in all competitions, all games, including that shock defeat. Oh yes, surely. But they come into this Wimbledon flip side unbeaten in 4 games, of course. They did not get to do their FA Cup game against Barrow. That was postponed. But anyway, they come into this unbeaten in 4, 3 draws and a win to boot. And if this game was to take place and a win for Wigan, they could actually go up as high as 18th for the table. Wigan on the flip side are currently in 11th, but a win for them, they could go as high as 9th. Of course, it's not going to take place, but if it was going to take place, I would go with the 1-0 win for Wigan. I don't know why. Nothing supports that argument whatsoever, but I would go with it anyway. Next up, of course, we do have a game that does take place. It's Bristol Rovers up against Fleetwood. Now, these two sides played each other in the past 12 times. It's 4 wins apiece and 4 draws, of course. The last time played each other, or the last 6, should I say, has been 2 wins for Bristol Rovers, 1 win for Fleetwood, and 3 draws, including a draw last time around back in Bristol. And in January 2020, it was a 0-0 draw. In fact, the past 3 games between these two sides have all been 0-0 draws. There's going to be a 4-peat. We'll have to wait and see. Of course, heading into this Fleetwood, back-to-back defeats for them, losing to Hull and, of course, losing to Charlton just the other day. And they lost to Hull in the FA Cup, of course, just past weekend. But before that, 3-game unbeaten run. On the flip side, Bristol Rovers just 1 win in the past 4, and that was it in the FA Cup against Walsall on this past weekend with a 2-1 win. Look at the bookies odds on this one. We have a bookies odds on this one. Bristol Rovers 7-4 for the victory, 6-4 for Fleetwood. They are your favourites. 12-5 is your draw. Fleetwood come into this in this match in 10th for the spot at the moment, but a win for them, they could go as high as 88th. Bristol Rovers come into this in 15th, but a win for them, they could all the way go up to 11th, boys and girls, with a big fat double on this one. I like Fleetwood, I do, and I want to see them do very, very well, but I'm going to give them a 2-2 draw on this one because Bristol Rovers, they're not that terrible, and I think they'll grind out a result on this one in the end. Next up, we have Charlton up against Rochdale. Again, this game is postponed. Yes, it is, but we'll talk about it anyway. These two sides played each other in the past 14 times. 7 wins for Charlton, 5 wins for Rochdale, and 2 draws. The last 6, though, sees 2 wins for Charlton, 3 wins for Rochdale, and 1 draw. The last time they played each other was back in League One, of course, back in 2019 in May. It was a 4-0 win for Charlton, of course. That was the promotion season. Joe Aribo on the score sheet, Calvin Andrew, Lyle Taylor, and Calvin Andrew was a big fat OG, and Christian Belich on score sheet for Charlton. A 4-0 win in Charlton, down in the valley, of course. Heading into this, Charlton looking good at the moment, except for the FA Cup. They did lose to Plymouth. They probably rotated the squad a little bit, but before that, 4-game winning run for them. Meanwhile, on the flip side, Rochdale coming to this without a win in 4 in all competitions as well, losing to Stockport County in the FA Cup, of course. Look at anyway, if it was to take place, of course, if Charlton were victorious, they could go from 3rd all the way up to top of the pops. Oh yes, top of the pops with a big fat W. Of course, on the flip side, Rochdale coming to this in 16th spot, but a win for them, they could go as high as 11th in the table. I would have gone with a 3-0 win if it took place, but unfortunately, we're going to have to wait and see. Things could change between then and now. Next up, we do have another game that does take place. It is Crewe versus, of course, leaders at the moment, Peterborough. Now, these two sides played each other 10 times in the past. Just 1 win for Crewe, 5 wins for Peterborough, and 4 draws. Oh, yes. The last 6, though, sees 1 for Crewe, 3 wins for Peterborough, and 2 draws. Oh, yes. Last time they played each other was in 2016 in League One at Peterborough Stadium. I don't know what you call it, but Harry Beautyman, what a cool name that is, with a couple of goals there. Lee Angol, score sheet for Peterborough, in a 3-0 win. Of course, last time they played each other at Crewe. That was a 5-1 win for Peterborough. John Taylor, Connor Washington, Jermaine Anderson, you got a couple of goals, and Lee Angol again, of course. Ryan Coughlin on score sheet for Crewe. Peterborough actually won 7 last 8 matches in League One, whereas Crewe actually failed to score in the last 3 matches, also in League One. Crewe coming to this just 1 win the past 4. That was against Bolton in the FA Cup. It was a 5-goal thriller, of course. Meanwhile, Peterborough unbeaten in 5 games for them, 4 wins and a draw in the boot, of course, and that was against Burton, that draw. Look at the bookies' odds on this one. Crewe 5-2 for the draw. Even Stevens for Peterborough 5-2 is also your draw. So 5-2 for the home win, 5-2 for the draw. Even Stevens for Peterborough. Peterborough coming to this, of course, 3 points clear at the moment. They could go 6 points clear of Ipswich, who are they in action? No, they're not in action. So they could go a nice 6 points clear, of course, then. But Charlton, also not too far away, and Lincoln could also make up ground if they're in. Oh, no, they can't. None of them are in action, except for Hull. They could close the gap a little bit. But anyway, of course, on the flip side, who are we talking about? Crewe. Crewe, of course, come into this. Where are they? They're actually in 18th. They were doing so well. 3 defeats on the spin for them at the moment, but a win for them could go as high as 12th. Can't see anything but, though. Peterborough look good right now. Look ace, and I think this is their year on this one. Next up, we have Hull against Burton. This game will take place unless something crazy goes on. Now, these two sides played each other just for 2 times in the past. It's been 2 wins out of 2 for Hull. Of course, the last time they played each other was in Burton. It was back in April 2018. It was a 5-0 win for Hull. Harry Wilson on the score sheet there. Cameron Krasicki as well with a couple of goals. David Mailer and Will Keane on the score sheet in a 5-0 win in Burton. However, last time they played each other at the Kazan was a 4-1 win as well. They scored 9 goals. 2 games at Burton. Abel Hernandez with the hat-trick, Kamil Gosicki as well, with Jackson Irvine, of course, scoring for Burton, who then went to play for Hull. Is he still there? Let me have a quick Google. I want to see where he is. I think he is, Is he still for Hull? Professional who last played midfielder for Hull. Where is he? Where's Jackson Irvine? If anybody's watching, where on earth is Jackson Irvine? That's a player. That's a good little player, that. I'd have him at Rovers, me. I would. I'd take him all day long. What do we have on this? Burton have actually drawn their last 3 away matches in League One. And they come into this just 2 defeats to the past 5 for them, but without a win in 5. That's Burton. Meanwhile, Hull come into this just 1 defeat the past 3. That was against Swindon on the road. Look at the odds on this one then, shall we? Hull 20-11 on. Stone Cold Ferrets 3-1 as your draw, 5-1 as your away win. That is Burton. Burton coming to this in the relegation zone, 23rd spot at the moment, but a win for them could go as high as 18th. Hull coming to this in 5th. A win for them, they could go high as 2nd. Wow. Hull will roar back. Of course, the Tigers with a 2-0 win in the end to get themselves a little bit closer to the top 2 spots, if not into the top 2 spots. Lincoln City against Gillingham. Now, this game will not take place, but we'll take a look at it anyway. Now, these two sides played each other 6 times in the past. 3 wins for Lincoln, 2 wins for Gillingham, and 1 draw. Oh, yes. The last time I played each other was in Lincoln back in February 2020 in League One. It was a 0-0 draw, of course. Yes, it was. You've got to go all the way back to 2010 for Lincoln's last victory over Gillingham, and it was in Gillingham back in League 2 days. Cian Houghton on score sheet for Lincoln back then. Lincoln come into this 4 wins in the past 6, but however, just 1 win in the past 3. If you want to take a look at that. Meanwhile, back-to-back wins for Gillingham. They're on the rise once again. Followed before that, it was 3-game losing run, if not more than that. Look at the bookies' odds on this one then. Lincoln, they're not playing, so it's not going to take place. But anyway, if they were to take place and Lincoln were victorious, they could go top of the pops. On the flip side, if Gillingham were to win, who are in 13th, they could go as high as 10th. Again, we'll have to wait and see for that game, but I would have gone with a 2-1 win for Lincoln as of recording. Next to Northampton Town against Accrington Stanley. Of course, this game will go ahead according to my knowledge. These two side players are 14 times past 8 wins for Northampton, 3 wins for Accrington Stanley, and 3 draws. However, the last 6 though sees 4 wins in Northampton, 1 win for Accrington, and 1 draw. Last time the pleasure was in Northampton was a 1-0 win back in 2015 in December. It was Mark Richards on score sheet for Northampton. I'm googling him as well because that's an ex-Rover, and I want to see where he is if he's still at Northampton. Southern Premier League side, blah blah blah. 38 years of age. Fallen down the pecking order, played for Swindon, played for Cambridge, played for Yeovil, played for St Eilves as well. Heading into this, Northampton, a bit of a checkered passage, just 1 win in the past 5. That was against Wigan, of course it was. Meanwhile, Accrington just played 2 games in the past month, pretty much. They beat Fleetwood, but they did lose to Tranmere in the FA Cup, of course. Out they go. Bookies odds on this one, 30-8 for Northampton Town, 9-4 draw. 30-8 is also Accrington Stanley. They can't be separated at the bookies in the table though. Accrington Stanley coming to this 14th, and with them they could go as high as 11th. Northampton coming to this in 17th, and they could also go as high as 11th. Tight one, this one. Tight one with me, with a 1-1 draw in the end. Next up we have Oxford United. They're on the move against Doncaster. Again, this game is postponed. These two sides would have played. This would be their 9th time, but the previous 8 sees 3 wins for Oxford, 2 wins for Doncaster, and 3 draws. The last 6 though sees 3 wins for Oxford, 1 for Doncaster, and 2 draws. Last time that was in Doncaster on New Year's Day 2020. It was a 1-0 win for Doncaster. That's right. The goal scorer on the day was Rhys James. It wasn't that Rhys James. However, last time played in Oxford was a 3-0 win for Oxford back in October 2019. James Henry, Cameron Brannigan, and James Henry again as they took care of the 3 points on this one. Coming into this, Oxford, just 1 win in the past 4 for them. That was against Rochdale. They did lose to Peterborough in the FA Cup. Meanwhile, on the flip side, Doncaster unbeaten in 3 in all competitions as well, picking up 2 wins and a draw to boot. Their draw was against Wimbledon a couple of games back. Look at the bookies' odds on this one then, shall we? Does it take place? It does not take. It does take place. 30-10 for Oxford for the victory. 25 is your draw. 90-10 is your away win. Doncaster coming to this in 9th. A win for them. They could go 7th. Oxford coming to this though. They're on the high, 21st spot on the table. But a win for them. They could go as high as 14th, and that would be them kicking on their season with a boot. I'm going with Oxford. 2-0 win. I like Doncaster though. This one, it could be a draw. It could go either way really. But I'm just going to be wild and go with an Oxford win because I do expect them to be in the top 6. Yeah, got a big old spot on my arm. Needs to be defunct. Anyway, Shrewsbury Town taking on Swindon. Of course, this game will take place. Of course, now these two side players are the 22 times the best. 5 wins for Shrewsbury, 12 wins for Swindon, and 5 draws. Oh yes. The last 6 though sees 1 win for Shrewsbury, 3 wins for Swindon, and 2 draws, including a draw last time around in Swindon back in 2017 in January. It was. Do I have the goal scorer? That's the question. It was a 1-1 draw in the end. The goal scorers on the day were John Goodard from the penalty spot for Swindon. James Brophy got himself sent off. Matt Sadler on score sheet for Shrewsbury. Anthony Nasalja get himself sent off for Shrewsbury. However, last time played in Shrewsbury was also a 1-1 draw back in 2016 on New Year's Day. Ivan Toney on score sheet for Shrewsbury. John Goddard as well on score sheet once again. Gary Deegan on score sheet getting himself sent off. For Shrewsbury. Heading into this, Swindon have actually lost their last 4 away matches in League One. They've also conceded these 2 goals in those last 4 matches as well. Shrewsbury have failed to win their last 7 home matches as well coming into this, but they're unbeaten in 2. Of course, picking up a draw against Burton and a win against Cambridge United in the FA Cup. Meanwhile, Swindon just 1 win in the past 4 for them. That was against Hull a couple of games back, of course. Look at the bookies' odds on this one. What do we have? 11-10 for Shrewsbury. 9-4 is your draw. 30-5 is your away win. Shrewsbury coming to this in the relegation zone, but a win for them could go as high as 18th. On the flip side, Swindon just above the relegation zone, but a win for them, they could go as high as 14th. Oh yes, this one's a ball draw for me. 1-1 in the end. Can't really separate the two sides. Next up we have Sunderland taking on MK Dons. Now this game will go ahead according to my knowledge. Now these two sides are the 17 times the past. 8 wins for Sunderland, 7 wins for the MK Dons, and 3 draws. The last 6 though, 6 wins out of 6 for Sunderland, including a win last time around back in the Stadium MK. It was a 1-0 win for Sunderland on the 18th of January 2020. Lyndon Gooch on score sheet. However, last time played at the Stadium of Light was September 2019. It was was a 2-1 win for the Mackhams. Max Power, Luke O'Neill on the score sheet, with Jordan Browry on the score sheet for MK Dons. MK Dons have actually failed to win the last 20 matches away from home. Sunderland are undefeated in 15 matches at home, and have scored at least 2 goals in the last 3 matches. They come into this, though, just 2 wins in the past 5, Sunderland. And those were against Gillingham and Ipswich. Meme on the flip side, unbeaten in 4. MK Dons are looking on the rise right now, with the last defeat against Blackpool back at the end of October. Look at the bookies' odds on this one. What do we have? It's 5-4 on for Sunderland. 5-2 is draw. 7-2 is your away win. That's MK Dons. Sunderland come into this in 6th, but a win for them. They could go as high as 2nd. MK Dons come up into this in 19th, but a win for them. They could go as high as 12th in the table. They've got some experience in that defence of Stadium MK or the MK Dons, but I don't think they'll have enough in the tank to beat Sunderland. I'm going with a comfortable win. 3-0 in the end. Wrapping it up. It will be Plymouth up against Portsmouth. Of course, it's a bit of a derby, this bad boy. Now, these two sides played each other 50 times in the past. 17 wins for Portsmouth. 17 wins for Plymouth. 22 wins for Portsmouth. 11 draws. Yes, indeed. The last 6, though, sees 2 wins for Portsmouth. 4 draws. Nothing for Plymouth. Last time they played each other was in Plymouth back in League One in February 2019. It was a 1-1 draw at Home Farm, Home Park, whatever you want to call it. Graham Carey on the score sheet, who's now in Bulgaria. Ben Close on the score sheet for Pompey in a 1-1 draw. Heading into this, Plymouth have actually won the last 4 home matches. Portsmouth have won their last 4 away matches. Smells like a draw, doesn't it? They come into this just 1 defeat the past 5 for Portsmouth. Of course, that was against Charlton. Meanwhile, unbeaten in 4. That is Plymouth. What do the bookies think on this one, on this coastal derby? 5-2 for Plymouth for the victory. 21-20 for Portsmouth. They are the favourites. 4-5 is your draw. Plymouth coming to this in 8th, but a win for them. They could go above Hull into 5th. Portsmouth coming to this in 7th. Just 2 points up at 2 sides, but a win for them. They could go as high as 3rd. Wow. Tight one, this one. I like both of these two nations, both of these two sides, and I can't separate them. I'm going to go with a bloody safe pickings with a draw. That's what I think will happen in match day number 12 out in League One. Of course, be sure to get your picks in, of course. Nice and early. This is the table as it stands, or what it will look like if I'm right. Plymouth leading the charge, 3 points clear of Charlton, who move up to 2nd. Lincoln 3rd, Sunderland 4th, Hull 5th, Ipswich 6th, Portsmouth and Plymouth remain where they are. Burton, Shrewsbury, Wigan and Milton Keynes Dons going down as it stands. But that's just my picks, boys. That is just my picks. Be sure to get your picks in, of course, nice and early again. Be sure to, because you'll be in the prediction league, because we're still early days, folks. We're still early days. But that's it. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash that thumbs up. But if you're new, bang your subscribe and I'll keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, League One related, World Football related. We got it all here under one roof. That's right. Of course, if you want to support the channel in another way, also check out the link down below, patreon.com/RoverSeas. Check that out, and you can become the latest brother from another mother. That's right. As we kick it on into the dirty part of the season, the Christmas period is not too far away. I've got a big old agenda on my plate right now. Going away, traveling, trying to do some videos on the fly, on the road. Ugh, it's going to be crazy. But anyway, I could do with support. Anyway, until then, though, make sure you check out the video, smash the thumbs up, comments, all that stuff, all the good stuff, and I'll see you all next time.